Good evening, and welcome to Too Soon to Tell Tuesday. We got comets on the way, Livingston man. We got United shutting down all flights. We got a little 6 degrees at Kevin Bacon tonight. Roll that beautiful bean footage. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Too Soon to Tell Tuesday. Teresa Buchanan, Johnny Preps, loving life. Old Joe Biden in the house.
Old Joe's here, awesome.
Prepping with pugs, welcome. Ghost Lincoln, my mother Spark, Rebecca Evans, Jay Creature in the house, the Prepping Mantis, what's good? I hope everybody's doing well. Rescue, good to see you, my friend. Ghost Lincoln, if I didn't say hello. Brett Guyver, welcome. Ed Case Cajun. Tank Houston in the house. What's good, everybody? Tank, bro. I like binge ate red velvet cupcakes today. This quitting smoking thing sucks. It sucks. Just so you know, it sucks. It absolutely sucks. I hate it.
He's trading one vice for another. It sounds like.
Yeah, red velvet cupcakes.
What to think?
Red velvet cupcakes, man.
Can you hear us, Eric? Can I get a 5x5?
Yeah.
Everybody's cool. I like your style.
Scott Hummer, good evening. Tracy K. Tony Gotts, what's up, everybody? I hope everybody's doing well. Outlaw Jackson in the house. I hope that everybody saw the United shutdown today and just see how fast this big system of ours, how big the airline industry is, how fast it can come to a screeching halt and you could be stuck somewhere. When I heard about it, the first thing I did was reached out to my buddy, Angry Prepper. I knew he was traveling today. He's coming back from Greece. And he said, thankfully, he wasn't on a United flight and he had already touched down. So I hope you're home safe, brother. Hope you had a good trip. It looked fabulous over there. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. But yeah, man, everything can come to a screeching halt very, very fast, Livingston, man.
Without doing it, what I want you to do is talk right here.
Oh, I gotta talk right there. Talk there, look here, do this. The Livingston man knows his thing. Hopefully y'all can hear me. Eric said it was 5x9, so yeah. Hunter 25, yeah, man, the new tax that they put on the cigarettes, an extra $1 a pack, it kind of fucking broke me.
We talked about it. Actually, he said he requested we not talk about it anymore. I remember. People don't forget, And but the idea was it's an act of protest. Yeah, you're taxing me. I'm not doing it.
Yep.
Now we should go a step further and throw all the cigarettes in the ocean. Right? I mean, isn't that the American thing to do? We don't like your taxes. I'm going to dump all your Newports in the fucking bay, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, no, actually, we're going to hoard those. Free cigarettes is one thing.
Yeah, it's an
paying for them, that's a whole other thing.
In my eyes, and if I continue that mindset, it helps me justify the I really want a cigarette right now kind of cravings.
Doing good. You gotta walk. It's a path you're walking.
Yeah, well, I'm stepping down. I was a heavy smoker. I would smoke more than a pack a day, almost to 30 cigarettes sometimes a day, and it was a lot. I was a heavy smoker, super super addicted to having that cigarette in my mouth all the time.
Before we get, I was talking about it again today with the people I work with, and I was like, is it really a thing I just kind of do when I don't know what else to do? It's like a fidget spinner thing for late boomers or whatever my generation is.
Yeah, Cajun said he's 4 months in, saved a ton on smoke, 30 years too. Yeah, same here, man. About 30 years. I started smoking when I was a teenager. I actually have an app that I downloaded. It's a quit smoking tracker app. and I'll just give you guys some of the numbers that it gives me. So far, 4 days, 7 hours, and 38 minutes without buying cigarettes, I have saved $125 already, Livingston Man. And there's 151.1 cigarettes that I have not yet smoked. So it's a big plus for me. It's nice to be able to look at those numbers and actually see the results of your determination, I guess you'd call it, because that's really what it is.
Super cool. Yo, we did a thing one time based off some super basic math, like just like assumed math, like some number.
Yeah.
But we assumed that a cigarette weighed a gram, right?
Right.
I don't know what they are. I don't care. Not for the sake of the conversation.
Right.
But it was like we assumed the cigarette weighed a gram, and then we assumed again, like then we did math and figured out how now if that's the case, then how many grams of tobacco did I burn today, and then versus then pushed it into weeks and then into months and then into
yeah. Now you're talking about a truckload of tobacco.
Turned into like a metric ton, like. Honestly, like in like a year, it was like now imagine like a dump truck pulling up to your house with this pile of shit.
Yeah, just dropping tobacco.
And you're just gonna set it. You're gonna pay money for it,
Yeah.
one, and you're gonna set it on fire and stand around breathing it. Now, put it in that perspective, and who's signing up for that job?
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot of crap in your lungs. And I'm not totally done yet. Tank Houston says you haven't smoked yet, Mike. No, I have. I'm weaning myself off of them right now. I'm trying to fight as long as I can between the cravings, and then I'm not quitting because I don't enjoy smoking, because I do. I'm not quitting because I can't afford it, because I can, but enough is enough with the taxes and bullshit, man. I'm fucking done with it. I'm done with it. I can't do it anymore.
It's true.
Love and Life says, knock it off, Livingston Man. Hey man, no, I gotta be.
I'm the devil dancing on your shoulder.
I have to be able to be around other people that smoke and still maintain my willpower.
Want me to blow it at you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I want to suck up as much of it as I possibly can.
Pull that technicality, right?
Yeah. It's secondhand. Johnny Prep says Chantix works good and you get crazy vivid dreams. I tried the Chantix once. It did not go well. I'm gonna defer. I call the Chantix hate pills, because when I took them, I started really hating everyone and everything. And I was still smoking at the time. There was two methods to it. Either you quit while you start taking the Chantix, or you step yourself out of it. And I chose to step myself out of it. And I realized that, after taking it for I think it was 2 weeks, I really wasn't smoking as much, Livingston Man. I didn't consume as many cigarettes, and I didn't really have the cravings. It was just that, like you said, that boredom and something to do while you weren't doing anything.
It's ritualistic behavior. In terms of addictions, that's how they work. Like there's the ritual involved. That's what some people think. That's what you're addicted to, really. The chemical is actually easier to beat than the ritualistic habit.
It really is.
So much biting your nails kind of thing.
Yeah, Jeep Girl, I'm with you on that. I stress smoke for sure. The more I find stressful situations brings out the cravings the most. And lately, motherfuckers can't drive, Livingston Man. People can't drive. It's terrible. It really, really is.
Well, like I said, I don't smoke for my health. I smoke for everyone else's, because I don't get a cigarette right now. It's going to be bad for everyone.
Yeah. Vision Preparedness says cold turkey is the best way. Yeah, probably, bro, because, then you're through with those cravings sooner and you don't drag the process out.
Easiest way to just get yourself in
being
jail.
A heavy smoker for so long, man.
Just go to jail. You quit the smokes in 3 days.
That's it. I just didn't rack up enough bail money before I decided to make this decision.
The problem is the real challenge these days is finding a crime that's worthy of getting sent to jail. These days, I don't know what I gotta do. It's you busted you red-handed cutting catalytic converters off the police cars. I'm do something about it. We can't.
Lynn Dunn, power to you, sister. Thank you so much. She quit smoking in honor of me quitting. Thank you. We'll struggle together. And I gotta tell you, you feel it in your cheeks, Livingston Man. You're right there. You're oh yeah, I need that. Need that cigarette right there. It's right there. It's right there. Wolfgang, good evening. Good
I
evening.
haven't felt my cheeks and unaware of them. I was unaware of them until you mentioned it. I don't want to get off. Right, so we've been on fucking smoking cigarettes for 14 minutes.
Oh yeah, now Hunter's gonna give us
doing me any favors either. I'm trying to not smoke one.
If you guys don't know about the best fire starter in the United States of America, it's a Mickwick fire starter, and we are proud to say that we are officially sponsored by Mickwick fire starters. Check out Mickwick fire starters. If you need a big tub of Mickwicks, if you just need a couple 2-packs of Mickwicks for your bug out bags, they got you covered. There's a coupon code for everybody from Mickwick in the description section.
Sure is.
I
don't know if the link turned out to be clickable, but like
hopefully,
I assume you can type.
And Jay Creature is ready for a Mickwick order. Jay Creature, there is a coupon code in there for everybody. I believe it's HVPS.
HVPS when you go to checkout.
Use the coupon code. We don't get anything from it, but you guys get some Mickwicks, and we are honored to work with them. They are fantastic. Let's see. Love and Life said, got a Mickwick order last month. Yeah, man. If you buy a big enough, bulky enough from them, those like, what do they call them? The Denali packs. I think there's 85 Mickwicks in it. That's like a whole summer's worth of campfires. My mother Spark says HVP. I think it's HVPS, but I could be wrong. I'm pretty
sure it was HVPS, Hudson Valley Purple.
I think so. Wolfgang, I tell you what, you're missing out. You don't need any... old Joe Biden, thank you for your donation. He says, Smithwick, it's an okay beer.
Our tax dollars at work.
Mickwicks. Check them out, man.
$5 from the big guy, I'll take it.
There is no kindling, no tinder, none of that needed, just lumped up firewood and a couple of Mickwick fire starters, and you're good to go. They've got a whole great little video in their thing to show you exactly how they want you to stack your wood for these things to work the best.
Mike literally has a video on the channel. He lights a fire in a hurricane.
With wet wood. I left it out in the rain for like 2 hours during Hurricane Henri.
Yeah.
Henri.
Worst name, but whatever. He rains.
I did not expect to have a fire, and it did it. It did it. So I've been rocking with them since day one, and they've been rocking with us, and we appreciate it. Outlaw Jackson, if you go to www.mickwickfires.com, you may be able to buy one of those awesome T-shirts there. But what you can't get
this particular one.
Get this hat right here.
Oh man, my hat's downstairs. He can't get my hat either.
Yeah, you know what? There's another Mickwick.
I asked him when now.
No, it's out of frame. It's out of frame. Bummer.
What are you talking about?
There's another Mickwick hat right behind me. Yeah, it's right here.
Oh, but we messed it up.
Right yeah,
well, anyway, so when you brought the box of stuff, if you know me, and actually, maybe you think you know me on the internet, but if you actually know me, I don't do the whole like wear shirts that got like words on them and stuff. This shirt, I wear this shirt.
Oh man, they're so comfortable. They really, really are.
Well, it's not about the shirt. It's got the words on it, and like because this is a product that actually works. I
stand behind him 100%.
It wasn't originally given to me either. I mean, well, you kind of gave me you're going to try these things, and I'm like, I did. And I was like, wow, these are incredible. Like,
they're
I love
phenomenal.
it. I wear this shirt because this is a product that is for real, and not only that, but the shirt is very nice. And then so when you brought the box, I said to you, I was like, now did Jackson ever get a shirt?
He's been ragging on those guys forever, and yes, he did get a Mickwick shirt.
Oh, so he's already got one?
Yeah. But he doesn't have that one.
Well, I'll make a few calls, make sure you're not.
Jay Creature says the only thing that burns better than a Mickwick is a Tesla in a fender bender on the highway. Yeah.
It'd be really cool if they could figure out a way to make that not happen. And all of a sudden,
yeah, that'd be great.
I mean, we're gonna
Constitutional Carpenter. Good evening. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Speaking of loopholes, you guys, I'm gonna drop some quick knowledge on you. Maybe you knew, maybe you didn't know, but I learned today. Got tires laying around? Can't get rid of them. Expensive, right?
Yeah.
I encountered a tire today. It was gonna be $50 to take it away.
Really?
Yeah, well, it's a big one. It's a big one.
Wow.
And so the guy says, though, he's like, if you cut a tire in half, so now it's 2 crescents. Legally, it's not a tire anymore.
Okay.
And you can put that in the dumpster or the garbage.
Well, that's wrong. My mother Spark says burn them. Yeah, burn them in the road.
They're
coming soon to a street
She
near
states a good case for keeping them. I just put those in powder. It's a surprise tool, going to help us later.
Yeah.
But otherwise, otherwise, I learned today that it allegedly, if you cut a tire in half, it's not a tire anymore, and you can just throw it away.
There you go.
So, Staten Island.
Let's check. Isn't that what Staten Island is?
It's like, no, don't fill the dumpster with half tires. They're going to be on to you.
My mother Spark says, why not everyone else does?
I'm also a proponent. Listen, your old car batteries, just throw them in the ocean.
That's how we get electric eels.
They need
Shay Creature gave us $1.99 for you to shotgun a PBR.
For $2, the beer costs more than that.
Outlaw says it helps keep the mosquitoes away.
Burning a tire is so like Mad Max. Like
Old Joe Biden says he poses the question to the American people: is Livingston Man the real life version of Dale Gribble?
No, Dale's way smarter than I am. Dale knew what was up, bro. I think the terms for Dale is both woke and based somehow.
Yeah.
You're like,
he's like uppers and downers at the same time, right? Isn't that what it would be?
That's a perfect example. I tried not to smoke, but then it just happened. You see what happened?
Let it go, man. Let it go. They burn tires for smoke signals in certain other countries for smoke signals. Wolfgang, good to know.
I love the way that the conversation turned from like, you gotta quit smoking, it's bad for your health. So let's set tires on fire. Tires to keep the mosquitoes away. It's the devil you know, right? It's the devil you know.
Let's see. Jay Creature says Livingston Man is Jeff Spicoli from Fast Times at Ridgemount High.
I don't know what it
Witness
is.
Protection.
I like movie references, but a lot of them I don't get.
Yeah. Not a big
people like talk about celebrities, like they'll be like, just see, his actual name in the movie. I'm like, who the hell is that? And they're like, the guy, he played that guy. I'm like, just say that.
Interesting. Very interesting.
What's interesting?
Yeah. Outlaw says use the Mickwick to start the tires. Mickwick would do a pretty good job of it, man. Those things are incredible.
I see. Yeah. I like your style, and it's not. You know what? It's the facility where I was entombed that allowed me to escape in the night. I threw a giant water cooler out the window and was out.
A giant water cooler out the window.
There's your movie reference. Anybody get that one? Jay Creature did. He lives that life.
What?
He threw the water cooler out the window, escaped from the loony bin.
No.
One flew over the cuckoo's nest. Come on.
Sorry.
Spoiler alert.
See, I don't watch movies, man. I don't watch movies.
I didn't even see the movie. I knew what happened, though.
Livingston Man could be the son of the pilot from Road Warrior. Huh. Interesting.
I'm a robot.
Some random dude. I hope your dad didn't have a stroke. Oh, my goodness. I'm so sorry, my friend. That's terrible.
What's happening?
Some random dude says, I think my dad had a stroke, 88, too soon to tell. So sorry, my friend. That's rough.
I mean...
hopefully it's something he can bounce back from, and send some prayers your way, my friend. Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible. Took the wind right out of my sails, buddy.
What we'll do is... I hate to be that guy, but I mean, we're going to have to move it along here. And some random dude, we're going to...
Yeah. Lots of...
We're going to keep the old man in our thoughts, but unfortunately, we're not... of course, we don't want to just sit here and be sad. Mike, you had some topics. We got 7 minutes till we get to topics. So, I mean, you can go off.
Trev Terror, welcome. SRD, lots of prayers for your father, and I hope everything works out for him, man. I really, really do. It seems that a lot of folks been having health issues lately. A lot of things on the rise. I was watching roaming prepper this morning, and one of his coworkers passed away. Young guy. They found him dead in his apartment. It just goes to show that life is short, guys, and tell the folks you care about you love them on the regular, because we're not promised tomorrow. So say it today. And love to all you guys, man. Love to everybody out there. Even if nobody else tells you, I'll tell you. We appreciate you, and thank you so much for being here.
Can I make a statement on that exact subject?
Please, Livingston.
Now, my experience is going to be different from others in what I'm about to say here. But speaking from the heart, locally, personally, physically, actually. I said this twice today just to practice it, to make sure that I was able to articulate it correctly. And now, since September 11th, 2001, my nation has been at war overseas, involving millions of personnel, and many people that I know personally have shuffled in and out of the military war-fighting system.
Yeah.
In all the different branches of the military and in all the different jobs you can imagine.
Yeah.
I have my bestest actual friends that went through it came back unscathed. And across the process, I've met that I know personally in my life, affected me. I know this dude.
Mm-hmm.
Met 3 wounded,
right?
And walking wounded guys. Got torched in the war. It happened, but
right.
Living life, doing the veteran thing, right? But then I realized that I knew nobody in 22 years of physical
combat,
tanks and aircraft, kill people, shit. I didn't know a single person that died over there. Guys went over there, they came back with shit that they couldn't get rid of. I'm not putting that down. But I know 25 people that died here in the streets of America, forgotten, neglected, enabled by bullshit systems that it didn't care.
Yeah.
Between the opiate war, let's call it, the vaccine thing that they refuse to admit causes issues. Go ahead and keep doing what they tell you. And if you're going to do what they tell you, in my opinion, it's safer for you to go join up and face an actual war zone, because guys just seems to be
it's a damn shame, man.
It seems like less of a gamble.
Yeah, to fight the war than to fight the battles after you come home. It's terrible. It's terrible what that stuff has done to people. And, the money that the pharmaceutical companies will pay out just isn't going to ease that suffering or that pain. And I would really like to hear from anyone. You want a drone strike right now?
So what had happened was they pushed all these opiate-based pharmaceuticals on everybody, and then they caused this issue where people died from it because of however it was working out. Pharma was paying people, doctors and whatnot, to sell the product. Essentially, what your doctor was a middleman. He was a drug dealer, let's call it, right?
Yeah.
And so then they hit him with landmark settlement, dude, billion.
Yeah.
$80 billion. They said, give us that money. Now, ain't nobody that was a victim of this ever got a cent of that.
That's what I'm saying. I want to see people who got money from this opioid settlement, because I don't think they really exist, guys. I think that money just got funneled back in to the federal government, and then
the federal government of
right back
Ukraine.
Door via it's the 19 scene, and there you go. You got your money back. There you go. One hand into the other, and then right back into their pocket.
Fast forward.
Here we are. There's a new one coming.
Landmark settlement is reached. The pharmaceutical company is going to be held accountable for their actions or inaction, all of it.
Well, so they say.
And then the big outbreak occurs all of a sudden. It's like somebody let the dog off the leash, the worldwide pandemic, and they had to turn to these same pharmaceutical companies, and they were like, you got to save us, bro. You got to make a vaccine. And they were like, oh, you need something from us, do you? Very interesting.
Santiago.
So then they were like, all right, but what you got to do? All right, we ain't playing this game with you again. You already asked us to design drugs, and we did, and then give them to everybody. So we did. And then when it wasn't safe and it wasn't cool, you held us responsible. So the next thing they did, when faced with this, you got to save the world with your vaccine, bro. They were like, the first thing you're going to write here on this little contract is that if anything ever at all happens to anybody that's not cool.
We're just not responsible.
Because we're not paying $80 billion for you to tell us that we have to do this and then call us the bad guy.
Yeah.
So then that they automatically made $3 billion back.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, man, one hand into the other and then right back into their pockets.
This was the Kansas City Shuffle. Big Pharma was like, I'll show you some
3-card money
shit right now.
Go.
Gotcha. Gotcha right here. They did the what is it? TPD.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Putin handshake, right?
They did.
Kevlar, welcome.
Kevlar, I know that guy. Yeah. Kevlar, it's cool to see you, bro.
Trillions, Cajun. You're absolutely right. They're raking in the money. They had the opioid crisis. Then they, all of a sudden they invent this stuff called Narcan. Narcan will nullify the effects of it, right? So we sold you the problem. Man. Now we're going to give you the cure, and we're just going to build a government for it because that's how we roll. You're going to pay for it, and then you're going to pay for it, and then you're probably going to pay for it again. Just saying. Smoke and mirrors, it's beyond that, Outlaw. They're just out in the open with it now. They don't even give a shit. They really don't even care. They will blatantly say, yeah, we did that. We caused an opioid epidemic and killed, millions and millions of people. But, whatever it is, what it is. We'll just pay some cash and nobody goes to jail. No big deal.
So if you want to ask hard questions, then a lot of people think Big Pharma runs this country. But then if you approach it the way I just did, which is in fact pure speculation, like I know what is going on, right?
Yeah.
But if you approach the way that what I did is take what you think or take what's obvious, but assume what if it's the opposite? Now, and what I mean by this is like everybody thinks Big Pharma pulls the strings, does the thing.
Oh no, maybe government pulls the strings for Big Pharma. Is that what you're saying?
In my scenario, like they were clearly told what to do and maybe didn't want to. And we're like, this is why these sinister clauses are in the contract, because there's almost under protest. They're like, you're asking too much, too soon, and we're not going to be held down for this.
Interesting. Daryl Calhoun, we're going down the rabbit hole of right now about the big pharma companies, and we will soon be shifting into our topics for this evening.
At the end of the day, it's too soon to tell.
How it's going to play out. Big pharma is going to win. Because without them, millions of people will die. And with them, millions of people will die. Either way, millions of people.
I just wonder, where are they getting all this aspirin from? Anybody ever, just ask yourself,
they got a ton of it.
You look at the shelf in the supermarket, that's just one store, but there's a lot of damn aspirin, bro.
Trev Terror says, Hegelian dialectic. Absolutely.
They'd be like, I want to know where my meat comes from, but I don't really care where the aspirin comes from. That's fine.
Love and life, thank you so much for your donation. We really, really appreciate it.
Anybody test your drugs? You ever go to the store and test the Advil? Is that actually acetaminophen, bro? Or wait, no, you guys pronounce it different, right? It's acetaminophen, right? You said you got to pronounce the first syllable. When you said Dasequin to me that one time.
Andy says, I've got a pick in my arm for the next 30 days because of Lyme disease. I hope it works. Oh, man, I really hope it works out for you, man. That's nasty stuff, man. Those ticks carry some terrible, terrible shit anymore. Absolutely horrible. Aspirin.
That's what I said.
Aspirin.
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 You got to pronounce the first syllable of the drug.
My mother's Spark, absolutely. Yeah, most of
amoxicillin.
What is it, like 90% of our prescription pharmaceuticals come from China?
You got to ask yourself. Yo, listen, it's like nobody even knows what it is. Like it's just aspirin, bro. But I bet you there's one, maybe two people in the chat ever even made their own aspirin. They probably made some willow tincture or some shit,
right?
And it's what it boils down. But somewhere there is lots and lots of willow being ground up and turned into aspirin. Nobody questions it. Where is it coming from?
Yeah.
Nobody asks. Nobody cares.
Eric says, ticks suck. Hopefully it didn't have a barcode. Yeah, for real. For real. It's one of the ones straight from Plum Island. Rescue says, Big Pharma is the product side. Follow the money. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Rescue.
Not the SS. They're still around? God. Listen, the uniform's spot on. Everything else, fucked.
It's
okay?
terrible.
You know what I think?
Yeah, Jay Creature, Plum Island, man.
Not this Plum Island shit again.
Yeah,
why are you guys on this Plum Island shit?
Man, do you
that
think,
was so 30 years ago.
So with the aspirin thing, do you
that's
think...
That's where they invented Lyme disease. I get it.
Do you think that most of the drugs that we get nowadays are
fake,
synthetic copies of something? Or do you
placebos,
think just,
all of them.
Well,
it tells you what it does on the box, and it tells you what it does on the box, and you believe it. What reason have you ever had to not trust that?
Very true. Very true. I do remember them doing studies on like vitamins.
Yeah, bringing it home.
Finding out that most of the companies who have vitamins on the shelf, they're just really, it's just like powder in there. It really ain't shit, and it's powder in a gel cap. Here you go, guys. Yeah, we're gonna call it whatever the fuck we want to call it. Just sell it to them because they'll buy it. And that kind of shit, man. It goes on all the time. All the time.
I'm here to play devil's advocate, but
the devil's advocate is you get the FDA involved, and then everything has to be certified and this and that, and strict standards, except for the people on the inside, and they just.
Is that FDA approved, bro? You're like, and you're inclined to like trust it more if it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. Well, then it sounds like the thing for me.
No, Hunter. See, my thing with conspiracy theories is like. Your conspiracy's like stinky and poopy. My conspiracy theory is like
all right, Livingston man. That's it. Let's hear a Livingston man conspiracy. Before we get into the topics, I want some top tier shit for our viewers.
Top tier.
The Livingston man conspiracy.
The one that gets me shouted down and laughed at every time, but that will not ever be verified, and it's why there is so much secrecy and intrigue and cloak and dagger shit revolving around the event is the fact that no one will ever admit JFK shot at Lee Harvey first. Homie was acting in self-defense, but ain't nobody. There's pictures. I seen him. Homie was standing up out the back of the convertible, like busting shots at the book tower, and Lee Harvey just had to defend. I mean, he was taking fire, folks. But no, that's been stricken from the record. So they decided to tell us this
wild tale,
fantastical tale of like some lone gun. I think it was like some guy on a grassy knoll just to make it fucking interesting.
Well, you could bet your sweet Bippy that now that this conspiracy theory is out, we will be demonetized this evening.
JFK fired first.
That's
hashtag it.
Yeah, there it is. Jackie had the M1 Grizzy, says Cajun. Yeah. Hunter says you haven't been around long enough to know what's really up, Livingston, man. He's the wise old man.
You can't really discount.
Prepper Book Club. Good evening.
We can't know if maybe his head just did that. We don't know. We weren't there. We seen a video. I mean, there he is. He's driving.
Spontaneously exploded.
We don't know. Maybe did anybody even look into it?
It happened.
Energy weapons. Am I right?
Old Joe Biden says the Algerians and aliens killed JFK, man.
I almost said you weren't there. But it probably was. That was the second.
Hunter says, I forgot more conspiracy theories than you'll ever know. Oh, man.
He's got flashed by the Men in Black.
Well, yeah. You get too close.
Hunter reminded me of somebody today, and now I can't remember, but it was funny. If I can remember it, would be funny. In all honesty, though, my good buddy there, Hunter, he's doing good. He's on this physical fitness
yeah, man, kicking ass
journey too, and it's like he's crushing it. Now I don't want to listen. I'm not coming out for physical fitness. Like, do you? We all pull our weight, and if you got up and took a crap this morning, you're doing good. All right, you got there, you made it. But like homie's pushing it. He decided it wasn't in a place he wanted to be, and I think like it's going around.
Yeah,
like change is in the air.
People getting in this shape. You're absolutely right, Livingston, man. Change is in the air.
And usually people wait till for the New Year's resolution for this, and it seems to be happening. Like just people are like, you know what, the time is now, and I applaud. And I'm not even joking.
Big changes for everybody.
Crush it, bro. Gains.
Yeah,
do it.
Yeah. That's part of my my stop smoking thing is try and get away from that vice, because if things go bad enough to where I can't get a hold of cigarettes anymore, things are going to be pretty bad, and I don't need to compound it and make it worse with withdrawal from addiction at that time. I'll deal with it now while times are relatively good, and hopefully
What's interesting
It ain't
here
even a thing later. You know?
is that old Joe Biden and Hunter are both in the chat here. You
Yeah,
want a conspiracy theory?
Well, Hunter said something about crack was cheaper than smoking cigarettes earlier, and old Joe Biden had chimed up with, "Come on, Hunter, you know how much crack is."
He's Hunter.
He knows.
Right.
It's father to son here.
But for all of our personal journeys we're all like embarking on here, like best of luck to all of us.
Yeah, man. Yeah, keep pushing, guys. Smash your goals. Smash your goals.
Whatever they are, and it sucks. You got to work to get there.
Johnny Preps, absolutely. More violent against intruders without a cigarette.
Safer.
Can't deny that. Yeah.
Woe betide.
Let's see. Cajun says they can source a $20 donation to the truckers and freeze your account, but the cocksuckers can't balance a fucking budget. Amen, man. There's just too much. Yardbird says, just bum your smokes off Livingston, man. Yeah, I got one coming, don't I? Don't I? You owe me one.
I don't know. I probably would have chose different language than but yeah, I was told that you get one, so you want it.
No, hold on to it.
It's right here whenever you're ready.
Thanks. Feel it in the cheeks right there. It's telling me, go smoke that cigarette. No,
you don't need to. I smoked it for you.
Yeah, there you go.
I didn't even enjoy it.
There you go. Well, you kind of enjoyed it, don't you?
I guess.
Cajun says, don't do it, Mike. Can you freeze dry a cigarette? Yeah, but I bet they would taste like shit. Kevlar, they just jacked the price of smokes an extra $1 a pack. So I was a Newport smoker and packing Newport Lights shorts. They would run me now $16.50 a pack upstate. Now, if you get down to the city,
light cigarettes should cost less.
If you get down to the city, they're over I think they're over $20 a pack.
They drop a city tax on top of it. Now, like I said, this is almost a protest. It could be construed as a protest moment.
That's how I'm doing it, bro. I got to justify it somehow, man.
But what I want to point out to you guys is this is indeed not just this is a righteous boycott here.
Yeah.
If done correctly or wherever your beliefs are at is you're rebelling against an unhealthy, non-productive product in your society. This is exactly what we should be rejecting. Find something else to do, big tobacco.
Love and Life says, pour the extra money into preps. Absolutely, man. What did it say? I'm $150 saved just in the 4 days since I bought cigarettes.
Here's the thing. We're so willing because we're like, you know what, cigarettes are bad for us and they cost too much. And the world would be better off without them. And then what I need y'all to do is, and here comes the schmaltzy BS woke part, is I need y'all to be on board with that about all forms of poison in our society. Whether that is non-renewable resources, I said it. Whether that's, all right, they making this drink from plastic straws and they wrapping perfectly fine fruit in 13 layers of saran wrap and trying to tell me it's my fault that the sea turtles got the shit wrapped around his neck. I never in my life, besides car batteries, threw garbage in the ocean.
Besides car batteries. But,
I ain't never
charging up the eels.
I never saw a sea turtle with a car battery wrapped around his neck. And so what I need y'all to do is reject all forms of this, pardon my language, shit.
No.
That is
please,
bad because if why you got to be like this, bro? It's just the planet. I don't know. Unless there's another one you guys can tell me about. This is the one we got. I know you can ship your garbage away and make it out of sight and out of mind, but at the end of the day, it didn't go anywhere. And it's time we reject all of this. Things that are unhealthy for us, these things that are blatantly poison to us, and it's as if they laugh at you. They're like, for thee, not me.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see this quitting smoking thing.
It's not, a lot of folks
snowballing. They're you know what? None of it. It's all bullshit. It's all bad for us. You know what?
Yeah. The food, the water, the air.
I'm an idealist. I like to think that people will stand up and do something, and they won't. Spam's not bad.
You know, a lot of folks in the chat are, you know, they're paying a lot less for smoking because they roll their own. You buy them from the reservation, or you live in a place where, you know, cigarettes are relatively cheap. It's not the cost anymore. For me, it's really about sticking it to the state, man. It really is. That's how I have to justify it. Every time I don't smoke a cigarette, Kathy Hochul makes less fucking money, and that makes me happy.
As Americans, anything but our health. You know, I was the least of our concerns. You know, but as soon as they were like taxing you, you know, we were like, absolutely not.
Yeah. Livingston, man, what is the first article we have on tap for tonight? We've been rambling forever.
We're trying to make quitting smoking some kind of revolution.
Yeah,
I mean, call us dangerous.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hashtag quit. Quit.
This message can't get out.
Quit. Quit.
So what we did here was, all right, so the first thing, here we go, you guys.
Okay, here it is.
There's a green comment.
It's coming.
There's another one. Somebody, one in the chat, I'm not the only one that remembers there was already a green comment.
Yeah, but there's another one. This one apparently 500-year loop. So we'll never be able to see it again.
2317 is when it's coming back.
Yeah.
Surely I'll be around.
Yeah, and it will be visible to the naked eye in the next few days. I believe it's the 12th of September, Livingston, man, that they said that this thing's going to be visible. And it was actually found by a guy who was just sky watching with a long duration exposure Canon camera, and took a shot, and he was like, holy cow, what the hell is this thing? And turns out it's a comet, so they named it after him. The Nishimura comet.
You get to see a naked eye comet like this about once a decade. I think in my life
we've had like 3 of them, and like since the scandemic started.
I think we've had 3.
Yeah.
Not only that, but in my life, I remember actually being able to see like 2. Because the one they were clouded over.
That was, what was it, Comet Neowise I saw during the pandemic. They often say that comets are a harbinger of doom. I know that this one's coming. There's another one coming, and then another one on top of that. We're talking about like 4 or 5 of these things in the span of 3 years that are going to be visible to the naked eye in the night sky. This is the shit that they made cave paintings about.
They didn't have social media, so they posted it on the wall.
But a ching will be here all week. The Green Dragon, yeah, that's kind of what they're calling it, old Joe Biden.
If you get a chance to go out and see this thing,
it says September 12th is the best viewing. You got to look northeast, about an hour after sunset or an hour after sunrise or before sunrise. Comets, totally not aliens, right, Jay Creature? Who knows? They're coming back. They're coming back around again.
Livingston Man definitely rambles. Man, are you new here?
Oh no. Killer Grill, it's been around for years.
Oh, so it was a rhetorical question. It was
Yeah.
like a British, like, hey, boy, he rambles now.
Oh, yeah.
He rambles now.
He's rambling, man.
Is that right, then?
Green Dragon is weed-infused Everclear. Well, maybe it's on the comment, old Joe Biden. That'll really get your toe up from the flow up. Y'all keep cutting out. Don't know if it was just my net.
Betcha it was.
Could be.
Yep.
Could be. Who knows?
Too
soon to tell.
My new like resolution. We're talking about this, path we're on here. Mine is to never accept responsibility. Whatever happened, it was probably your fault. It's been proven time and time again. I'm never really wrong. I thought I was wrong once, but I was wrong.
Jay Creature says colorblind people are going to be pissed. Well, at least they'll still be able to see like a hazy thing in the night sky. Yeah.
Like it's a 1920s, like.
Yeah, shitty picture. The guy was
black
waving.
and white. That look cool though. Like, listen, you guys ain't missing.
Moonsprout, have a good night. Thank you so much. Deny, make counter accusations. Great strategy, Livingston.
I'm cutting I'm cutting toxic influences out of my life, like saying thank you. What you should do in your life? Okay,
just nod at people.
What you should do, replace thank you with you're welcome. All right, when the waiter hands you your food and you're like, you're welcome. You know what I'm saying? Enough of this subservient, submissive behavior. Okay, I'm not breedable. All right, we're not doing this. I am not a sub. I am a dom. Thank you.
Oh man, Livingston, man. What was the second article that we had? We had
Sure, you want to go there?
3 of them.
Okay.
Tonight,
Well, so
right?
then, all right. So let's see if we can figure this out. No, I would do
Yeah.
this, then I would turn
Yeah.
this off.
Oh,
Yes.
there it is. The United Airlines ground stoppage.
I don't know if you
today.
guys can see the cursor, but look at this integration here.
Yeah, almost seamless. Looks like we're part of what is this? CNN Business. So my mother Spark, we talked about this particular article earlier. United Airlines grounded a bunch of flights today. It continued to disrupt the carrier service nationwide, and they said that it was due to technical issues. I'm not sure how widespread it got, but it just goes to show you these things can get shut down in a moment's notice, and you can be stuck somewhere. So
Flying is a wild thing to me. Like I get like taking a vacation, jumping on a plane once, twice a year or something.
yeah,
People
but the
that rely
folks
on
that
it to,
do
like,
it for
commute?
business, oh man,
I mean, you're putting yourself just at risk. It's a gamble. Like,
well, yeah, statistically, you're more likely to be struck by lightning than die in a plane crash. Right?
not what I mean. The actual like being able to get from point A to point B without some BS.
Yeah, there's always BS involved in flying.
But so now, about an hour later, the ground stop was canceled. They identified a fix for the technology issue, and flights have resumed.
It's funny that they call it a technology issue.
They speak in euphemisms. They don't. They're not like computer crashed and it was ugly. And it sounds bad. It sounds bad.
I think there's a lot of hacks going on here, and people getting into these systems and shutting
technical
things down.
difficulties. Send in the clowns, and it's all good. Like,
Yeah.
it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Prepper Book Club says United didn't do their Windows updates. It could be.
Plausible. We have tried to launch a lowly live stream and been
We actually had
shut down by the need for an update.
Chime in that said that they were on a ground stop over in the UK as well. So it's interesting that would make it a little bit more than just nationwide. That would be,
It's actually a little hard to crash a plane because of lightning. One of the main things they're insulated against are a little bit of EMP, but definitely over voltage.
right from a lightning strike.
It's expected to happen, and when a plane is moving in certain atmospheric conditions, it can actually create its own. The biggest thing in an airplane is actually its grounding mechanisms. Outlaw, you learn something every day.
Jay Creature says the New York State retirement system got hacked. That was never officially announced. Interesting. I think they're going to get into everything at some point and tinker with it, man. I think they've already got the back doors open and they can come and go at will. They said years ago that Russia was into the electric grid, that they had Trojan horses in there. You would imagine that they got those things taken care of, hopefully. Who knows, man? You piss enough people off and poof, the lights go out and, next thing you know, 9 out of 10 people are dead.
It's turned into national security issues where the West is super, like the West, right, is super ultra connected, like cybernetic almost, like everything's computers and all this high tech shit. Now, if you can hold like a key to that, if you can have a defense against it, it's simply... that's war.
Yeah.
You can't just sit back and watch your enemy become superior to you without some kind of counter to it.
Huge.
Yeah, and I all's fair in love and war, and though like people are like, oh, dare they sneak in our grid and try to around? It's because that's what they can do. Like I said, you can't just sit back and watch your enemy get stronger and stronger and stronger. You got to have ways to punch up a little bit if you need to, and that's what all this cyber attacking and all this shit is. They're exploiting our weaknesses.
Jay Creature says, when all this stuff crashes, how many photos have you actually printed out? That's a good point, Jay Creature. My kids grew up in the digital photo age, so everything of them is on a digital camera.
Cloud.
I save them to discs and drives and things like that, but like Hunter said, if all that stuff goes away, all you have is your memories at that point. It's not like the 70s or the 80s where you would take your roll of film to Kodak and go say, hey, can you guys develop my pictures? And then you'd wait and get them back and find out that your finger was over the lens the whole time. Every picture you took was like somebody's feet and your fat finger. And missed those days. Bob Dunn, good evening, my
friend. It was magical when you would finally get your double prints back from your CVS.
Yeah, it was.
Got your drugs and your photos.
Right from CVS.
But again, like, mostly everyone's memories at this point are stored in like what is essentially the cloud.
Yeah. Big time.
You posted it to Facebook and printing photos. Like, wow. Like, when printers are like the peak of technology, the computer is one thing. The printer can actually, like, however they work, make it do the thing. Like, printers are slept on. Like, just like video, phone, and phone. We went all the way up. We can do this right now. We can live stream to like
anywhere in the world.
58 concurrent viewers.
There you go.
But call me like a video chat on my phone. I'm like, please.
He does it to me all the time.
Text me, bro.
All the time.
I reverted back to the telegraph. I'm like, that was actually way less invasive, you know?
I'm just going to send them dots and dashes from now on.
I would find that less annoying.
Lori Q says, mice love Mickwix. They ate all of yours.
Tell them why.
These guys
transparency.
Right here, they are, I believe they're soy-based. So, mice like to eat stuff that's soy-based.
Bro, I know you just like been hanging out with us for not that long, but we're cool. So, reason why the mice and the squirrels been eating the wires in your car, especially your Southeast Asian car in particular, or maybe even the Japanese one, is because the insulation on all the wires is made out of soy-based stuff. Not no plastic rubber, not that good American stuff. Soy. The wires is woke. The mice are eating them.
There you have it.
What's cool is I turned away from the microphone so they couldn't hear me. So it just looks like...
No, it actually looked like there was good audio while you were away. It might sound a little hollow, but yeah. Fantastic. Livingston, man, I do believe we have another article for everybody before we go tonight.
Not just another article,
we have
a
one more.
Third article. Now,
That's
here's...
right.
This is very interesting.
Yes, I think this is super, super interesting. It's always been said that there is 7 degrees between you and Kevin Bacon.
6.
They've proved that it's 6. The mathematicians got together and figured this out. And it is true. There is 6 handshakes that separate you from everybody else in the world.
Now, I didn't know. Yeah. I knew this anyway. I'd heard this. So I was like, that's probably true. It's a small world. After all, they wrote a song about it.
Yeah.
But now, old Stanley Milgram, famous for what we call the Milgram experiment, which is a whole thing that you should look up and read about if you don't know about it.
Absolutely.
But he also conducted a different fascinating experiment. He sent 300 identical packages across the United States with instructions to pass the letter within social circles to eventually reach the intended recipient. Through this experiment, he discovered that social paths connecting people were astonishingly short, typically just 6 handshakes away.
Yep.
It's implied that you and every other person on Earth are only separated by like 6 people.
Yep, very true.
This recent Israeli study alleges that they have confirmed that this is indeed true.
Yeah. Yeah, there it is. You are 6 degrees away from Kevin Bacon.
It all comes down to human behavior and the constant balance between the costs and benefits of establishing new social ties. People naturally seek prominence in social networks, strategically choosing connections that place them in central positions. However, forging new friendships requires effort and maintenance. I used to speak English.
Wolfgang, have a good night.
Individuals in social networks constantly play the cost-benefit game, breaking old ties and forming new ones to achieve an equilibrium that balances their desire for prominence in their limited social budget.
A social budget.
One in the chat if you understood a single word I said. I just anchorman that shit. I don't even know what I just said, you guys. I'm sorry.
Let's see, where is the comment? Johnny Preps here says, Kevin Bacon has a house in Woodstock. I got to be honest with you, man. There is a lot of of celebrities that live here in the Hudson Valley. A lot of them. Yeah, he's right there, the Livingston.
They named the whole town after me.
A ton of them. A
lot of towns been named after me.
Paul Rudd has a candy shop in Rhinebeck. Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Negan himself, lives here in the Hudson Valley. Hopefully we can get on his doomsday squad.
He's getting TPD'd too. That's fine. Well, I'd be a TN.
Ooh, Lynn Dunn, 10 hours in. Keep grinding. Keep grinding, Lynn. Keep grinding.
10 hours in what?
10 hours into quitting smoking. Yeah. Do it, Lynn. Do it.
Eat a bunch of food.
Eat a bunch of food. Get fat. Let's get fat together, Lynn. We're going to get fat together.
Well,
yeah.
I've also been trying to cut back on drinking, right?
Okay.
If we're being honest here. And
okay.
What I've found is that besides the fact that like I like drinking beer and it's fun and everything, and I do it. If I were to just come home, like, you know, do my little chores and, you know, little errands and what have you, eat dinner, and like now it's maybe 8:30.
Okay.
I probably would drink one beer and go to bed.
Mm.
But if I were to just come home, crack a beer, start drinking, I'll crush the fucking 12-pack. No questions asked. And I think it really just boils down to like, and I'm not making excuses here, but that like I'm thirsty. So I'm filling it.
He's filling himself.
But if I just eat the food, I'll drink like one beer and be like, I'm going to bed. And it works. If maybe you're a person who's trying to cut back on drinking.
Yeah.
Eat this. I don't want to sound lame
stay
here.
Full. Stay full.
Eat early.
Stay full. Get fat. We're prepping up for the apocalypse, man. We got to pack on a few extra pounds, so we got a little leeway. You know, when the preps run out, gotta have it. Fat cushion. Fat cushion. Winter's coming.
Change is seldom comfortable.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for the change, the reason we don't,
125. Have a great night.
See, he's like, I gotta change. I gotta change right now.
Yep, his translator just died out.
Change is uncomfortable. Change makes you nervous. Change, it's upheaval. Yeah. It's not comfortable.
No, it definitely isn't. It's very uncomfortable, as a matter of fact.
But when you're changing for the right reasons, you can't go wrong, right?
Mm. Gotta do it. Gotta do it for the right reasons, man. Absolutely. I need some freeze-dried Fruity Bites. Tank Houston, word. I need some of those too, man. I need some of those too. Those will help get me through and keep me extremely fat.
I'm going to throw another shout out here real quick. I don't know if anybody in here at all owns a PlayStation 4 and Grand Theft Auto 5, but...
Oh, Livingston Man's getting a squad together.
Yeah, you can hit us up. We all be jamming out. My boy Tank Houston is in there. Patty Rose is in there. Freaking the homies in there. I'm in there.
We also had Elliot Spitzer account. Johnny Preps. He actually lives local to me, Elliot. Believe it or not. Wow. Tank says, I would quit smoking for Fruity Bites. For real. For real. For real. I would quit for Fruity Bites too. Those things are banging, bro. Bang. Freeze-dried Skittles. Oh, Lord, you don't even know what you're missing. The lemon heads, bro. Sorry.
Remember, it's the nice thing they'll start ragging on us about. It's like, well, you need to start cutting processed food out of your diet. Start growing maize and beans and squash.
Yeah, you should totally do that too. But I mean, you know, it's not
I'm not doing
not a necessity, but man, those freeze-dried snacks will get you through. Give up cancer for diabetes. Absolutely, my mother's spark. Whatever.
What do you want me to do?
Yeah, I gotta have. Give me something.
What do you want me to do? You want me to screech in sideways the gates of heaven? What'd you die of? Nothing.
Being old.
Perfectly healthy the whole time. Not doing it.
Oh man. Yardbirds. I'll definitely pick up another hobby. I guess we'll say. I haven't.
You know what I'm gonna do for you right now?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
That cigarette
fire it
of
up.
yours.
Fire it up. Happy birthday, Bob. Bob, yes. Happy birthday, Bob. 71. Happy birthday, my friend. Happy birthday, and many, many more to you. Many, many more to you. Yeah. Give Give up cancer for diabetes. Sure.
This is America. You choose how you're going to go out, okay? Will you choose the lung cancer American? Will you choose the type 2 adult set diabetes American?
Yeah, it's the high fructose corn syrup.
Perhaps a totally avoidable workplace accident American.
Where's OSHA when you need
Not a school shooting American. Listen, I like to think at least we get to choose.
The vices? Yeah. Sure we do.
At the same time, and I hate it, is that I hold this like view that like, you know, if you was so that against it, you just make it illegal. What do you think we're going to do, a black market on cigarettes? Like we made weed illegal, but not this. This is bad for you. But we make a lot of money from it, so it's different. So when you come out in force for this, like legalize it, whatever it is, know that what you actually mean is tax it and fucking regulate it.
Yeah.
And turn it to shit probably too, because government don't do shit, right? I don't know if you guys noticed.
Pure Blood Prepper says people get the same cancer from drinking water bottles as they do from smoking cigarettes. It's true. Bob Dunn says he has cancer and diabetes. So Bob's fighting everything. They
put those BPAs in a bottle, and then they're like, it's got no BPAs in it. And then when you read the fine print, it said,
made out of BPA?
No BPA intentionally added, and it automatically suspect. I'm like, what do you mean? Why do you even mention it? You said there was none, but now you're like, we didn't put it in there on purpose, bro.
Tank Houston says, Mike, it's time for you to start grilling. That can be your new hobby. Yeah, man. I want to hone cooking over real fire, not the propane grill.
I could teach you. Because, listen, I don't care. I'm going to say some controversial shit right now, and you can unsubscribe. If you're cooking with propane, why don't you just drag the stove outside? Like, that's BS. Or propane. I went off camera to say. Propane.
Propane and propane.
What are you, Hank? Listen, we're not.
Yeah, Tank's willing to help too, man. I'll figure it out.
Charcoal.
No, well, not even charcoal. I'm talking like lump wood, bro. I want to start cooking over wood.
Okay, now they're both acceptable because neither of them are propane.
Yeah. But I figure lump wood is like the most, as close as you're gonna get to cooking over an open fire.
You can make it yourself too.
Yeah,
and then there's the briquettes.
Right.
Since we've digressed already. Fun story about Kingsford charcoal briquettes. They went into business with the Ford Motor Company. The original charcoal briquettes were all the sawed down, black painted sawdust from cutting up the Model T frames. They would brick up a bag of this stuff and they'd put it in the back of the Model T, because now what Americans could do is get in their Model T and they could go on vacation somewhere. So when you bought a Model T, back in the day, there was a bag of charcoal. Kingsford. See what they did there? And that's where Kingsford came from.
My mother, Spark, said you weren't saying that when you were eating my bacon, Livingston, man.
I don't even know what I said. Did you cook it over a propane? Oh, well, that's what was wrong with it.
Got him! Something. Cooking with propane as Livingston Man takes another drag off of his cancer stick.
I'm a robot. I am immune to your human viruses and afflictions.
Damn cyborg.
But yeah, if you're not cooking with charcoal, please, grow up.
Well,
grow up. And I'm not throwing shade, but the problem
he's telling me to grow up. I got it.
The problem with propane is you see people, they set, you're setting shit on fire. Like the burger's like, you're like, you're trying to spray with a fucking spray bottle or something. What are you doing? You're spraying water on a grease fire.
It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. Just flares up a little bit.
But cooking with charcoal is so much more a hands-on process. It's fucking intimate. You're making love to the food, bro.
I just turn the gas on, close the lid, open it up, flip it, close the lid, open it up, put it on there.
Why don't you just microwave the chicken nuggets since you're so fucking lazy?
Well, I'd kind of tell you guys, Livingston Man makes dinosaur nuggets on the grill, man.
They laughed at me.
Yeah. Outlaw, that's what I'm thinking, man. Wood. I'm thinking lump wood is the way to go.
You can make it yourself. It's so good.
I gotta try it. I gotta get it right.
The Viking samurai lumberjack, he made me a big old 20-pound sack of homemade
lump wood.
Wood.
Awesome. Awesome. Bob Dunn, have a great night. Happy birthday, my friend. Microwave nuggets, rubber bands. Absolutely, Eric. Absolutely.
I got this thing. Okay, so I live in a house. My esteemed brother-in-law, he lives with us. He's a younger Padawan. He's not from this planet. Right?
He's a younger Padawan.
Come down the stairs, and I smelled it. I came out. Smells good, but at the same time, I'm like,
somebody doing
he's
something.
microwave. He's got the chicken patties, and he's microwaving the chicken patties. I was like, listen to me. I don't ever want to catch you microwaving chicken patties in my house again. I was like, oh, I'm sorry about the smell. I was like, it's not the smell. I'm like, well, I don't even know why. Like, what are you doing? I was like, there's an air fryer, and you use it. Okay, I catch you cooking chicken patties in the microwave again. There's going to be hell to pay. And then so then he used the air fryer to cook the chicken patties, and he was like, oh, amazing, bro. So then I opened the chicken patty, like the cooker 3 days later, and I realized so then I had to take the whole thing apart. And I left a note. I was like, you have to wash the chicken patty maker when you're done. He just put it away. He just put it away.
That's rough.
And I can't.
That's rough.
If you don't cook chicken in the microwave, I don't care what apocalypse shit's going on outside.
Don't be putting your chicken in the microwave.
Listen, it boils down. I got a jackery. I got a microwave. I got chicken patties.
Yeah.
You know what I'm going to do? Not what you think. Mm-hmm.
Use the microwave to start the fire to cook chicken patties.
Yeah,
The Virginia Bushcrafter, good evening.
We're not cooking chicken patties or any sort of processed chicken in the microwave. If you do that, you'll be ostracized to the other side of the camp. You'll be retained there until your mental state is correctly evaluated.
Stay away from the chicken patties in the microwave.
Who does that to themselves? This was self-afflicted. Nobody said you have to do that. He did that to himself. He said,
Yeah.
You know what sounds good? Microwaved chicken patties with like American cheese, bro. And you know what that is. Lies.
Nuclear nuggets.
They held him accountable. There was a human war crimes hearings. They were like this. They called it cheese, and you shouldn't be allowed to do that.
Going to Geneva.
America was held responsible.
Going to Geneva to face the music.
They call it American cheese food product.
Yeah, chicken.
He microwaved it.
Prepper Book Club,
patty.
Dino Nuggies. That's the way he rolls, man. Dino Nuggies on the charcoal grill.
All right,
They're good. They're good. I ain't gonna lie, they're good.
A lot of working on a charcoal grill is the smell. You got to be able to smell it. Like, okay, we're right there. And what you're looking for is he starts to turn black on the one side. You flip them. You give it a little bit more. Cook your chicken nuggets on the freaking charcoal grill.
Yeah, he does it.
Tell him.
He does. They're delicious. I can't lie.
I was laughed at. They said you can't do that.
No, they were fantastic.
That's gonna suck.
Just gotta make sure that they don't fall through the grates. That's all.
Worst thing.
You gotta be careful.
And
then you sacrifice a dinosaur to the coals.
With dogs.
Say a lot. It turns into a briquette soon enough. So.
From whence ye came.
You could put your chicken nuggets on the marshmallow spits. Yeah, you could.
We did the one time. All right, so we had to cook these big bonfires. They bulldozed the orchard into piles for us.
Okay.
They're like, go burn the piles. All right, burn the piles. So we burnt the piles, and it was huge, big freaking farm piles,
Yeah.
So we had to be out there like watching the piles because
all the time. Yeah.
The fire department gets mad if you just have a unsupervised fire. Like, Jesus Christ, leave it alone. And if for context, okay, like 1 billion acres of Canada's burning, ain't nobody worried about somebody watching this shit.
Absolutely.
I light one pile of apple trees on fire and everybody's a fucking activist. All right?
It was a big ass pile of apple trees.
So we were there and we're hanging out, we're hungry, and so we got this pack of bratwurst. We have these pitchforks that we're turning the piles with. And,
you cooking bratwurst on pitchforks?
We stuck them right on the tines, and as we were cooking, and we have a shovel. We have a flat metal shovel, and we sterilized it with the fire. There was cautery.
Mary Miles, good evening.
There was cautery. Okay, there was no, and so we're cooking the bratwurst on the pitchfork over the fire.
Just let her rip.
The boss person shows up as we're doing this heathen savage peasant shit, and they're blown away. They're like, really? We were having some lunch, and she's like, she could never see anything like it. The pitchfork is honestly the best way to cook a bratwurst because you stab it on there whole.
Yeah.
So the tines get
all the way
hot.
around it. Yeah, heat it from the inside out. It's almost like a microwave.
You're gonna eat, like, and, you know, they're like, you're gonna eat that. And we're like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, we're gonna eat that. This is awesome. That's where, you know, but we're using the shovel as like a heat deflector. We're gonna catch it and grease you up doing this heathen shit. Bro, come on, it was so awesome. Like,
living life, man. Live it up. Gotta try new things, right? I mean, shit.
if you're not trying new things, another thing I would suggest is try things like you're a fucking like 10-year-old again.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
find that magic in like
Stupid little shit.
yeah, like we were like, oh my god, like I mean, I'll never in my life I'll never forget like cooking bratwurst on a pitchfork over this bonfire in the middle of a field, like, you know, whatever. I ate. It was good.
Awesome. That's awesome.
It was good. Do I want to show up to a restaurant and pay top dollar to watch some guy cook bratwurst on a pitchfork? Maybe.
Too soon to tell.
But you know, guys, don't lose that magic, man. It used to be there. Like, don't forget about it. Don't let life get in the way.
Word, Livingston, man. But hey, we're way over. We want to thank y'all for joining us tonight. We really appreciate you, and we will be back tomorrow night for the week. Wednesday. We are closing in on the year mark, Livingston, man.
Prep your shit.
We're gonna have to do some. Stuff for the 1 year.
Most stories about Livingston, man, do include arson, and you know what? I will delve into this further because I got more, if you can believe it.
Yeah, it's true.
You guys,
true.
Really, thank you for sticking around with us.
Yeah, have a great night, folks. Smash that like button if you haven't. We really appreciate your support. Thank you for all the donations, guys. Happy birthday, Bob, and some random dude. We're with you, my friend. We hope all is well with your dad. Y'all have a great night. Stay safe. Hudson Valley Prepping Survival. We out of here.